Hello and welcome to the DataBiome channel. Today we are going to discuss about S3 shortcuts. We will understand what is S3 shortcut, how we can set up the S3 shortcuts for both Lakehouse and KQL database, how we can create shortcut on another shortcut, how we can manage them, how to replace and delete connections for shortcut, and at the end we will also see what are the limitations because that is the key thing to understand. So shortcuts, nothing but references or pointers to data, no data duplication, and no impact on source data when you delete shortcuts. The reason is they are references or pointers to data. You can create two types of shortcut, internal and external. Internal one-leg shortcuts you can create for the fabric items, and for external ones like you have data reside in S3, GCP, ADLS or blob storage or even on the Dataverse SharePoint. They keep on adding the list. You can create external shortcuts. An S3 shortcut is an external shortcut because it's reside in AWS, Amazon Cloud. You can get shortcuts only inside Lakehouse item and KQL database. So that is the key thing to remember. You will not be able to create shortcut in warehouse, database, or any other fabric item apart from Lakehouse and KQL database. Keep this thing in mind. But you can use the data of other fabric items. And we will see everything in the internal shortcuts demo. So what is the setup required for Lakehouse? The initial step will remain same for both Lakehouse and KQL database. First of all, we need to create a new user in AWS under IAM when you are interacting with it first time. And you need to also give proper permissions for S3 bucket for which you want to analyze the data in the fabric. Once new user created, you are going to create an access key for it. This tab will also create an access secret key, and both access key and access secret key we are going to use in the connection. When we create a new shortcut connection and shortcut under the files folder, we need to use the user details as well as access key details. We will see everything shortly. Now, under the Lakehouse, you can create shortcuts at three different locations. One is under the files, that is simply called shortcut. Now it can be at any folder level or subfolder level. And you can create shortcuts under tables at two places. One is at the schema level, that is called schema shortcut, and another is table shortcut. The advantage of creating schema shortcut or table shortcut is you can directly analyze the data. But for the file shortcut, which is simply called shortcut, you need to first load the data into Delta table and then you can analyze it further. Delta table shortcut, like whatever we create under the tables, it is managed by Fabric, and under the files it's unmanaged. So we will create the shortcut connection and shortcut under the files folder, and then we will create a new shortcut under the tables folder, but this time we will use the existing connection which we have created in step 3. So I repeat, we need to create a new user in AWS because we need permission to access the data on S3. We will create an access key for the new user that will generate an access secret key. And once we are done with the new user and it's give the proper permissions, we need to configure the new connection for shortcut. If you already have a connection, you can use existing connection. Okay, and we first create a shortcut under the files folder, and then we will create the shortcut under the tables folder. That will be a table shortcut, and file shortcut is normally called a shortcut. Once we are done with everything, we are going to do the setup for KQL database. Again, we are step 1 step 2 remain the same because that is basically configuration of the permission user, and then we will create a new shortcut under the shortcut folder in KQL database. So KQL database has a dedicated location for shortcuts folder, and we will use existing connection which we created for Lakehouse. Let's see everything. So first step, we have to create a new user. I have already some users, but we are going to run from the scratch. So let's click on create user, fabric testing shortcut. Click on next. We will attach policies directly in. So we will give read access. We just need read access in this case. This will give access to all the S3 buckets. Click on next, and we will add a new tag. We will call purpose, and we'll say fabric shortcut. And this user will be solely responsible, like will be solely used for shortcuts. Let's click on create user. So we have created the user. It has generated an ARN for this. Now we will go to next step. We are going to create a access key. Click on create access key. You will see multiple options. Now here we are using fabric. So fabric is outside AWS. Ignore this recommendation for this, and description tag. Okay, so we have generated an access key and a secret access key. Let's go to files. Now you can create at folder level or you can create a subfolder level. So better organization, I am going to create a new subfolder, and I will call S3 shortcuts. Okay, just created a new folder, and we will click on now new shortcuts. You will see multiple options. This leaves keep on growing. We are currently interested in Amazon S3. Now there are two options, Amazon S3 and Amazon S3 compatible. This is a generic one when you have something like which implement the S3 API, but it's not on Amazon cloud. We will go ahead with Amazon S3. And again, you can have a new connection or existing connection, we are going to create a new connection this time. So you will see multiple options, URL for S3, or you can give a bucket and then role ARN. We are going to create a new connection, and for connection name we will say AWS S3 shortcut. Now in the URL we need to give the URL of the bucket, so I will go here. My data resides in contributions iceberg, and I will give, because I am only interested to read the data. This is iceberg data, so we will just give the properties. Okay, not a problem. And we will copy the URL here. I want to show you something, that's why I given till bronze. So bronze is a folder here, okay? And ARN will be, you can't see here, so let do one thing, duplicate this. Okay, so let's go inside IAM. Click on users. Now you can copy ARN here. The reason I have done this will go away. So either I need to copy both of them, I mean secret access key, because this will not be visible. Okay, so let's go here and give the ARN. And we need to give, we can have option of giving access key service principal. This time we are going with access key. You can give service principal, we need to configuration accordingly. Access key we will copy and we will copy again secret access key. I will copy this name. Click on next. Now it will give you error because it's not expecting the URL till folder. So I will just remove this folder. But as soon you remove the folder, it will reset everything. And that is something interesting. That's why I copied the connection name. Now again you need to give access key ID, but we already have it opened in a separate tab. Okay, so give that name 1 because it has created that connection, I guess. We will delete everything. Anyway, I'm going to show you how you can remove connection at the end. Okay, so URL done, role AR done, data gateway we don't need, authentication kind access key ID, secret key access key. Click on next. Okay, so we have got this. Ignore this. Now, one thing interesting, you have two view here, browse view and path view. So if you want to get data of any subfolder, you can give the path here. We will see that option shortly, but let's first go ahead with the browse view and select it. So it will have multiple subfolder. It will copy everything. Okay, let's give it a name and we will say complete full shortcut. Click on create and you can see it has created the shortcuts under S3 shortcuts, and we will be able to see all the folders data. This is iceberg data, that's why you have metadata. But you can see it has copied every single thing here. Okay, let's see delta format data. Yeah, this is the delta format data further passing by, and we have two files here. Great. So it worked fine. Let's see packet file. There are two files because there are some update being made, and it has 17 records. Great. Now, few interesting options. So you can rename it. You can load two tables if you have some single one, but we have composite here. So you can load it to Delta table. You can rename, you can delete, you can see the properties. Properties, it will show you everything. Type is folder, URL, relative path, ABFS path. Last modified shortcut time is Amazon S3. The interesting one is target. Size is 5 items because you have 5 subfolder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And last sync from one lake. Okay, last sync from one lake. Great. Now you can manage shortcuts also. Here you have some variables which you can use. Properties, you can again more or less the same option. Okay, that is fine. So we have created the files, we have created the shortcuts under the subfolder successfully, but this time it has copied all the data. Now let's do one more thing. We will go and create another shortcut. But this time we will reuse this connection. You can see all the existing connections. Latest one will come at the end. And we will do something interesting this time. So we are not going to use the browse view. We are going to use path view. It's asking for it a name. We will just say contribution bronze, and we will say it's contributions bronze delta. Okay, now we have to give the path, so we will go to the bucket and we will give the path till here. This is another folder, So we have to give to the properties, and we will give this path. Okay, so delta slash raw contributions. Let's see this time what it will do. We'll click on create, and we got another shortcut. But this time you only have your specific data, and it is data format data. So what I can do, I can load two tables, and I will create a new table. This will create a new delta table. I will call delta format, and its file type is basically delta format, but it's a modified version of Parquet, so we will say load, and it will create a new table. Okay, let's refresh, and you can see we have created a contribution bronze delta format. You can see the data, and if you go in the files view, you can see the files. Great. Now another thing, so we have created successfully the shortcuts under the files, and now let's create for a table. So let's go to, now here you will see a schema shortcut we are not going to use, but this is the one of the way if you want to create shortcut for whole schema. I will show you this option when we go through the internal shortcuts, otherwise it will take time here. And let's create a new table shortcut. So we will go to DPO, click on three dots, and click on new table shortcuts. Now click on Amazon S3. We were again going to reuse the same connection. That was something great. We'll go next. Again we will use path view, but this time we will give again the same path, but it will be a direct shortcut delta contributions. Okay, so shortcut, you can see the sign. This won't have because we have loaded the data from shortcut. And let's see. Great. You can see the data 17 records. And if you go, you can rename, you can delete, you can copy URL, you can view the files, same files. But if you go and manage shortcut, target type is Amazon S3, shortcut location tables DBO, last modified. And the beauty of Fabric is these shortcuts can be used in inside your notebook. You can run any query, you can run federated query along with existing tables data. So you can do any kind of, just like your normal data is stored in one lake. And this time, So we have created the shortcuts even under the tables now. We have seen how it works. Let's see what happened if we update the data. So I have this Excel sheet, which is my original file. I will just create a new. Okay, okay, okay. Let's give it 1, 2, 3. Okay, and save. We have saved the file. Now we need to upload this file. So I will go to my S3 original location, the landing one, and I will upload it again. Add files, upload, close. Okay, so it has been updated 7:58. You can see last modified. And now I'm going to use an EMR serverless job to refresh the data of the branch. I will go here, application serverless. I will just start it, and I have already one job which I used. You can see I will just clone it and submit it. So it's already taking my script. In the script I have mentioned the file. Okay, let's submit job. It will take some time to refresh the data. Why I'm doing this? Because I am reading the data of the bronze table here. Generally we will read silver, of course, but just for the demo purpose I have used bronze. And when you read the data of the bronze, we have just updated the source data, not the bronze data. So this job will write it into Delta format and it will refresh the data. So now currently we have 17 records. It will be 718. And why I'm saying this, just want to show you that the Fabric will be able to refresh the data because they have metadata refresh cycles which keep on checking the metadata of the source location and they update the data as soon as updated. Now that might take some time, a few minutes, depending on the volume of data and the underlying cloud. But generally it's fast. Okay, let's see, is it completed or not? Okay, it's running. Great. Done. So data is refreshed. Great. Let's go to bucket and contributions iceberg. You can see now three files, A2. So recent one is this one. Okay. Fine. So let's see in Fabric. Now we are using this file here for this table, and it's a shortcut. So it should, what we will do, we will go to the secure analytics endpoint because I want to show you that you can run even SQL. It's refreshing the data. That's great. Okay, now we can see above DBO under tables. We have shortcut delta contributions. Great. Let's create a new SQL query and to select top 100. It's executing and we have 18 records as expected. So we have added came right and it has fetched the latest data. You didn't do anything because the meta refresh cycle take care of that. Now it might take minutes, it might take seconds depending on the volume of data. We just had 18 records. Okay, now interesting thing is, let's go back to Lakehouse here. And if you see here, let's go to even the file section. So we have full and bronze. Now again, here you will see 3 packet files. So it's reflected even here. And even go into the full shortcut delta. So it's partitioned by year, month. Again, there's a file, 81. We have seen how we can create shortcuts under tables, under files, everything. Now we will see one more thing. What is that? Let's go to workspace. So click on 3 dots and you will see settings. And here we have shortcut connection. So if something is broken, it will be listed here and you can replace. Okay. So it will show you all the shortcuts for this Iceberg demo. I have created a shortcut for Azure Data Lake Storage, which I covered in separate video. And so Lakehouse, 3 dots, settings, you will be able to replace anything and even see if there's something broken. For KQL, so we don't have any item here. Let's create a new item. And let's go to event house. We will give event house testing. Okay, so we got this. Now this is one of the KQL database. We don't have any data, but you can see there's a separate folder for shortcuts, MATLAB views, tables. There are no tables. Let's create a new shortcut here. And again, Same step, same connection. Okay, so we will give this path again. Contributions. I need to include S and D here. And let's give this Lakehouse, this shortcut name as KQL shortcut for S3 contribution, something like that. Please note we have selected path view. Okay, so it has created shortcuts, and that's something great about Fabric. So if you click on shortcuts, now you can query it like KQL, Crystal Query Language. Show any records. Okay. And this is a different language. You use syntax like Crystal Query, so it's a bit different, but anyway, you will see the data. Here it is. Everything fine. Now, suppose I want to select where, and I will say employee ID equal to 1023 latest. Ah, I think I by mistake I press uh, by mistake I press something. No, okay, yeah. So if I go here and then we have to give double equal to, and it's string. It's not integer. We have not cast it. So run, and we got the data. That is something great about Fabric. Yeah. Okay. So we have seen how we can create external shortcode in even KQL databases. Now let's try to, and again, if you see here, let's see what option it will show. So you will get delete shortcut here only, data policies, query, but options are different. And if you click here, it will again, you can create new. So let's now see what are the limitations. ST shortcuts are read-only. They don't support write operation regardless of the user permission. So user even have access to write or delete. You can't. You can only read for ST shortcuts. ST shortcut target paths can't contain any reserved characters from RFC3986. I will give this link. If you're interested, you can read more, but they're standard ones. ST shortcut don't support the copy blob API. Remember this. And more shortcuts can't be created inside S3 shortcut. So if I go here and try to create another shortcut, I will not see any option. Okay. Okay, let's see one more thing. So that is something I want to cover and I forget before. Now, what happen if you just create a table shortcut, use an existing connection, but you don't give that path thing? You will just take and select the whole folder. Okay, let's rewrite and say 115. click on create. It will not gonna work. See why? Because it's not a specific table or something. So while creating under tables, you have to remember this. And even you can't delete here direct layout folder. You can move all objects to file and then you can delete in one go. Otherwise, you have to delete them individual. So what I do, uh, you delete. So what I will do, I will just move here all files and then I will delete this complete folder as it's waste. Delete, delete. Now let's see how we can create shortcut on another shortcut. This will be an internal one leg shortcut now. So let's quickly see. I haven't covered that. So I have this shortcut. Let's see what will happen. This is the iceberg shortcut. As you can see, the shortcut logo is there, the top icon there. And I will just create another shortcut for iceberg 1.1. So I will go here because I need to get internal. And if I go next, table, just select the folder, next, and I will give iceberg 1.1.1.1. Okay, it worked. The shortcut on another shortcut. It's just a reference. Okay, now it worked fine. Why it worked fine? Because it's iceberg. Iceberg has metadata stored, and that is something great about iceberg. The other advantage, I will cover them in a separate video. Iceberg needs special attention from every data engineer. So if you're not familiar with iceberg format, you should be, because every big organization is currently using iceberg format rather than using delta format, because the advantage it gives, like partition, evolution, and many other things. Okay, so now let's create shortcut on delta. So we will go again TBO, but this time we will select same path. Okay, sorry, I did mistake. I need to go to one leg because it's internal. Okay, so let's see. I will select this time delta format one, and this will not work. Shortcut on another shortcut for delta. See, because it won't store the metadata, and while it's fetching the data for a reference, it's not working. You can see the error. You will see the error here. Shortcut could not be created. Get priority is called return with move permanently. Okay, so that's not gonna work. But anyway, there will be only few occasions when somebody creates shortcut for another shortcut. Close. It's not going to work. Now let's see how we can delete connections, and that is the last thing we want to show in this video. So we have to, for deleting, let's go to the iceberg testing. We have to go to the settings. Now this is not setting for workspace. This time we will click on three dots and we will go on the manage connections and gateways, and under connections let's delete any Okay, let's delete this. I will click here three dots and we can remove. You can see settings where it will show what kind of connection it is. It is cloud, the name, key, everything is coming here. Okay, so I will just go and delete this, remove. Great, it's done. So this is the way how you can delete the connection. You have to go to three dots, click on settings and choose manage connections and gateways for deleting any connections. So when you need, you want some housekeeping or you have created some multiple connections. So we'll discuss. Please likes and subscribe channel. And in case you have any other queries like which I haven't covered, you can mention in the comments. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.